Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Manny from Pull Tight Paracord, and today I'm going to be creating a paracord bracelet made with a loop and a diamond knot. On today's video I'm going to be making a clean paracord bracelet with no visible melted cords in the body of the bracelet, and also I'm going to be providing with some tips and tricks along the way. The measurements for this tutorial are going to be posted in the description of this video. The colors I'm going to be using are teal, silver, and a neon green. The first step is melting and fusing the two cords. I'm going to be choosing the color of my loop, but if you are making your bracelet with one solid color, you can just skip this part. The color that I'm going to go for is teal, and I'm going to move the fuse part on the left side about 1.5 inches from the center of the cord, and I'm gonna create a small loop using my 2 fingers, and I'm gonna take each end cord and place it through the center of the loop that I created, and that completes the main loop. The next step is adding the inner strand. One last thing that I need to do is hiding the fuse part by placing it right in the center of my main loop, and slowly tie the loop from left to right, and I'm gonna make sure the main loop it has the right diameter. 2 ways to do it is using my index finger or placing a paracord diamond knot through it, and I make sure that it runs through it freely. The next step is holding my inner strand by using a clip. This is optional. I have a custom made base, so I can place my clip under the base, but if you have a traditional jig, you can create a small knot and secure your inner strand on the bottom of your jig. And now you're ready for the first pass. By creating the first pass, I'm gonna place the silver color, and with the main cord I'm gonna cross it over the inner strand, and I'm gonna create a small loop, and I make sure the small loop that I created, I place the cord under the same cord and slowly tie the first pass. Reducing all the gaps by slowly pulling and adjusting every cord, and this completes the first pass. For the second pass, I want to repeat the same steps by going to the opposite direction, and again I make sure the main cord goes under the same cord by creating the small loop and slowly adjust all the cords. One thing to mention is, if you are using a polyester material, this will affect the size of your loop. The polyester is stiff material, and it will make it a little bit difficult to shape it as you go. Now I'm turning the bracelet to the back side, so you can see the backside of the bracelet looks uniform. Once you reach the desired length of your bracelet, the next step is adding the last 2 diamond knots. By adding the 2 diamond knots, it will add an extra inch of total length of your bracelet. As you can see, the second diamond knot, it will give you the distance. If you wanna adjust your total diameter of your bracelet, you can do that by moving up and down the last diamond knot. The next step is creating the first diamond knot using the inner strand. Once you get to this point, you're gonna take each end and pass it over the opposite side and take it through the center of the shape that you created, and repeat the same step with the other cord, going to the opposite direction and pass it through the center. Once you created the first diamond knot shape, you're gonna pass the rest of the cords through the center. Following the sequence that I'm doing right now, for the background color, I make sure that I pass it over the inner strand so it doesn't affect the final look of the back side of the bracelet, and slowly adjust the first diamond knot by making sure that I place it as close as I can to the rest of the bracelet. Once I get to this point, the next step is adding the microcord stitching to the body of the bracelet. The first step is using a lighter. I'm gonna melt one side of the microcord and creating a blunt end on one side, and the other side is gonna be attached to the microcord fifth. And then I'm ready to begin the stitching part, starting from the back side of it. I want to take my fifth and I want to place it under the first one or the second background cord and hide the end of the microcord. I want to take my fifth and I'm going to slowly pass it through the cords and take it to the front side of it. Now I'm ready to stitch the front side. I want to begin by grabbing the microcord around the silver cord and gently push it down, either with my finger or using a microcord fifth so it stays in place, it doesn't move around. Next, I want to pass it across the body of the bracelet and place it under the main cord to the left side of it, and then I'm going to repeat the same step I did on the right side, and again I'm going to make sure the microcord stays in place each side of the bracelet. Once I reach the bottom of the bracelet, I turn my bracelet upside down and I place the microcord fifth through the diamond knot in the middle of the rest of the cords, and that completes the microcord stitching. And now I'm ready to tie my diamond knot to secure all the cords, that way stay everything in place. The next step is creating the final diamond knot using the remaining cords. I want to create a square shape. That's the first step by creating this diamond knot, and then using the counterclockwise. And I want to take each cord through the center, the square shape that I created, including the microcord. And slowly tie the final diamond knot. The nice thing about the final diamond knot, I can adjust it for comfort or to have my bracelet snug around my wrist. And then slowly adjust and tie firmly my final diamond knot. One last thing that I gotta do is cut the cords about 1/2 inch from the diamond knot, and this completes the tutorial. If you wanna learn how to stitch the final diamond knot, I have another video on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching everybody, we'll see you into the next one.